What will it take for the 49ers to unlock success against the Green Bay Packers this week? Well, I tell you what, stick around for the keys to victory. What's going on, 49er faithful? Welcome to the Keys to Victory. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate you. Make sure you hit that like button and please feel free to leave a comment in the comment section. And do not forget to go to www.residency.com. Use that promo code SFBreezie. These are our partners for the WayneBreezie channel. You can save on your total purchase by using that promo code, all right? And you can actually read this article on www.49ers WebZone, all right? And make sure you guys go to 49er WebZone. That's where you want to get your news from, not just from me, from all the great 49er writers out there. You want to make sure you're getting the right information. David does a great job at making sure that stuff gets out on time. So make sure you guys check that out. And you can catch the WayneBreezie show. The actual podcast of that show will be on there as well. So if you don't get a chance to, you miss it live, you want to listen to it, it'll be up there moving forward. All right, let's go ahead and get to the keys to victory. I used to have a car engine. Where did my car engine go? Oh, that's even better. I got the car engine. I got the car horn. So let's get to these keys to victory. All right. Now we're not going to waste any time. I'm trying to figure out what will it take for the 49ers to win. And when I look at the Green Bay Packers, I say to myself, man, they got a pretty damn tough team. Like, their team looks really solid offensively. I think if there are any issues with the team, it's defensively. So the Niners, they got to make sure that themselves, the Niners, the offense is on their P's and Q's. But, you know, I break it down on both sides of the ball. I really don't tap into special teams. It shouldn't really take that much from the special teams, but we'll see what happens. Special teams, don't give up a lot of return yards and don't turn over the ball. I think it's simple as that when it comes to the special teams out there. But let's go ahead and get to the keys to victory for the San Francisco 49ers. Number one, running backs by committee. Like, listen, I do want us to run the ball. The 49ers did average 131. They did rush for 131 yards last week against Seattle. That was back with Christian McCaffrey. But Jordan Mason only touched the ball 2 times. There was no rushing attempts for Isaac Guerrero. And they currently were doing a good job while Christian McCaffrey was healing from his Achilles injury. So if I'm Kyle Shanahan, I'm going to dig back into the crates of the Atlanta Falcons with Devontae Freeman, Tico Raw, you know, those guys, and occasionally a wide receiver out of the backfield. I'm definitely thinking that that's what I'm hoping that Kyle Shanahan and the San Francisco 49ers do, all right, particularly this week, not just to take the workload off of Christian McCaffrey. See, I'm the one that understands that McCaffrey needs to get into a rhythm. He needs to go out there. He needs to carry the ball, all that type of stuff. Listening to Chris Forrester, it's funny because these are the things that I've been talking about on the shows, on the podcast and things like that about Christian McCaffrey. Yeah, he looks different, but he has to get into running back football shape. And the only way he's going to do that is by being out there running the ball. And when you look at him when he runs, it's not that he's slow. It's not this. He's just lacking the timing and the vision of what he needs to go out there and do as far as making cuts. So you definitely still want to see him carry the ball, but I would like to see more carries from Jordan Mason. You could run on this team. They are ranked 14th against the run, so they're not like a top-tier rush defense, run-stopping defense. You know what I'm saying? Not top tier, but they definitely will look to come out and take away the run from the San Francisco 49ers. So the 49ers need to figure out ways to run the ball. You could do it by committee, and it's not just with the running backs, right? You can actually, I know a lot of people don't want to see Deebo Samuel running it. Fine. Get a different wide receiver to run it. Find ways to run the ball, but mainly I want to see these running backs get off 1,000%. I do. Number two, all right, number two, key, limit the penalties. I like limit, eliminate, however you want to look at it. Take them away, please. a lot of the 49ers drives offensively get stalled because of penalties. They can get into the red zone and then a penalty will take them out of the red zone, or a penalty will mess up their chances of scoring in the red zone. And penalties just hurt the 49ers at the worst opportune time, especially offensively. We're seeing it a lot. Even defensively, you get the third and down, you get the third and long, you get a defensive hold, you get a pass interference call. Next thing you know, first down. 49ers got to eliminate the penalties. I need them to be the most disciplined team out there on the football field. They got to clean them up. They had way too many penalties. I believe it was a total, if I'm not mistaken, 9 penalties against the Seattle Seahawks, and 7 of them were from the offense. So the 49ers got to go out there and they got to clean up the penalties 1,000%. It's the only way they're going to be able to contest in these games. I expect a lot of these games to be very close-knit, very tight battled. I do. It is coming down to the stretch. December football is underway. So the 49ers got to find a way to limit or just take them away. Get rid of the gosh darn penalties. Number 3, BB. Limit the explosives. That's right. The Niners got to figure out a way to not let an explosive team be explosive. The one thing I know that Jordan Love is going to do, he's going to throw the ball down the field. The dude's got a cannon for an arm. But it's not about just him having a cannon, right? It's about him connecting. It's about him getting the ball out of the backfield to his running back, Josh Jacobs, who to me is their X factor out there on the offense. They didn't have Josh Jacobs last year, and they did really darn well. They had Aaron Jones, right? But they need to figure out a way to limit the explosives. They cannot allow this team to get explosives after explosives. And I can tell you right now, if I start seeing running backs rush for 10 yards a pop, I'm going to be pulling out my hair. And I don't have hair, so I'm going to be pulling it out. They got to figure that out. And they can't allow Christian Watson, Jaden Reed, right, Dontavian Wicks, who all have longs this year, plus 30. Right? And I didn't even name Romeo Dobbs, right? He's another one. They have passes plus 30 yards. I think Jaden Reed has the biggest long of the the biggest pass receiving catch of the season for them for 70 yards. This is what they do. They are looking to get explosive plays, big chunk plays. If you don't want to use the word explosive, I can understand that. I like the explosive because I do a Boomer Bust show on my Patreon, which you guys can check out. Go to patreon.com/TheWayneBreezie. But no, that's exactly what I'm talking about. The 49ers got to find a way to limit those. I know they're going to give up 1 or 2. And here's the issue is find a way to get rid of them joints in the fourth quarter. If you're going to give up an explosive, give it up early. Find a way to not give it up at the end when your team is about to win. And next thing you know, it's an explosive play given up by the secondary or the front. Last week, you got 2 explosive runs, one for a touchdown, and it won the game for the Seattle Seahawks. So the Niners need to figure out how to not get into that particular situation again. Stop the run, man. This has got to be the top thing that the defense wants to do, and it starts with Fred Warner. It starts with him setting the tone, and there's a possibility that we don't see Nick Bosa out here in this game. I'm hoping that he plays so the edge could look a little bit different. The defensive interior is going to look a little bit different without having your number 1 pass rusher out there. But Fred Warner's going to have to figure out how to get his team around that line of scrimmage, fill in those gaps. Do not let plays go. Now, it's not just the running backs you got to worry about. They will look to run the ball. You hear me out with their wide receivers, mainly Jaden Reed. He is their version of what Deebo Samuel is, just a little different. He's a little quicker or whatnot, but he will do the jet reverse sweeps. And please do not be surprised if you see backup quarterback Malik Willis come out to extend the play. It won't be a pass, but don't get it twisted. He will look to run the ball. So you got to be careful because I already know that they're going to come out with some type of trickery, something that the 49ers aren't really geared up or ready for, and it's going to catch the 49ers defense for a loop. So I'm hoping Nick Sorensen has his guys ready for everything out there when it comes to the run game, starting with the quarterbacks, starting with the running backs, going with the receivers. Shoot, you might get a Tucker Kraft out of the backfield for all I care. So the Niners definitely got to figure out how to stop the freaking run. They're 4th in rushing, average rushing yards on the year. Josh Jacobs leads the team with 838 rushing yards. So the Niners, they average 149.9 rushing yards per game on this season. The Niners got to stop the run. That's where that elimination comes in. And then, last but not least, where's my beep, 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 beep? Last but not least, the Niners got to score by any means necessary. And I know it sounds simple, and people are going to be like, what, Breezie, you could have came up with something. No, I couldn't have. The Niners need to take advantage of every single opportunity that they get out there on the football field. Every drive that they get, they need to put up points. I don't care if it's 3 points. I don't care if it's 7 points. I don't care if it's a passing touchdown. I don't care if it's a rushing touchdown. I don't care if it's a defensive touchdown. I don't care if it's a special teams touchdown. I don't care if it's a daggone safety. The Niners' number one focus, obviously their game plan, is to find ways to score points. And they are going to get opportunities, and they need to take advantage of every opportunity. We already know that Jordan Love has thrown an interception in just about every game. If the 49ers get an interception in this game defensively, you know what they need to do? Find a way to put up points. And at that point, being on the road, this is where points, the type of points, don't matter. You need the points. You're on the road. You're in a hostile environment. And Jake Moody, I hate to say it, my brother, this game may come just down to you. You may have to put the team on your back or on your leg. At the end of the day, the 49ers need to be in full sync. I need them to be a machine out there. And every time they go out there and operate, they need to find ways to score points. There's a possibility that quarterback Brock Purdy may not play. He's dealing with a shoulder injury. He is listed as questionable. We'll see what happens when they do the walkthrough out there in Green Bay. But if Brock Purdy isn't going to be able to play, then other players are going to have to step up. Jake Moody, this may be your time to shine and really earn your name in the enshrinement of the San Francisco 49ers, because if they can win by a field goal or more, that's the only thing that matters, getting the win. So they got to find ways to score points. So just to do a quick recap, number 5, beep, beep, was score. Number 4, beep, beep, stop the run. Number 3, limit the explosives. Do not give up big plays down the field. Number 2, limit the penalties. I know they're going to get penalties, but we also know that the penalties are going to happen. Find a way to limit them. There's been games where the team has not had any offensive penalties, any defensive penalties, so they got to figure that out. Number 1 key to victory, running backs by committee. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section of the show. Let me know, what is your number 1 key to victory? Do you have something different you want to add? Feel free to leave that comment in the comment section. Don't forget to hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel right here at the WayneBreezie. And don't forget to go to www.residency.com. Use the promo code SFBreezie so you can save on your total purchase. I'm your host, the WayneBreezie. Thank you for tuning in to Keys to Victory. Till the next time, stay faithful to the bet.